Hi guys. So I said in like my bullet journaling videos part 10 or 11 or something like that, that I was going to show you how I make my books that I use for my inserts. And so, you know, the books that I bullet journal in, these ones, just that I'll show you how I make them. And I forgot and I got ahead of myself, but I'm only making a small one here. And so all I've done is just get some A4 paper and folded it in half, because that's the size book I use. And then, like, seriously, I only need like a few more pages before my year's up, so that's why I've only got a couple. But you can have up to, like, because I do it for my junk journal, so you can have up to 15 pages folded in half. And so once you've got them all folded in half, you just want to, like, you know, make them like a book. Put this one in here and fold it, and then get the next one and put them inside the next one, and so on, and till you've got like a book. And then when you've got your book, you want to have it all nicely together, and you want to get some big clips, like bulldog clips or these big paper clip things, and you want to put them on like this, because it's going to hold your book together when you're sewing it. So because I'm only doing one that's 3 pages, I'm just, yeah, putting it like this. But you can have clips all around if you really want to secure it. And now you can put as many holes as you want along here. You can do 5 holes, you can do 8 holes. I'm only going to do 3 because at a later date I plan on restitching them into an actual cover that I'm going to make, and I'm going to show you that video as well, because I promised it. So I'm not going to be too fussed on the stitching I do now. It's just for the purpose of keeping the book together until I get it into a separate bound book, which you'll understand what I'm on about later. So most people use like a thick wax string. I'm just using like sewing cotton because that's all I can find. And because I'm going to be binding it later, it doesn't really matter how thin and silly this string is. So I'm only going to do 3 holes, and what you want to do is get your needle and find the center, which is, you know, about here somewhere. I mean, you can sit down and measure it all out properly, but I'm not going to bother. And then you just want to poke a hole with your needle, whoops, through to the other side, like that. And then you want to put another one up the top here somewhere. So, got it there. We've got the hole there, a hole here, and we're going to do the 3rd one down here. And as I said, you know, if you want it to look nice and neat and whatever, then you would measure it out properly, but I'm not too fussed for this. So I've got 3 holes. Now for my junk journals, I do 5 holes, and what I do is I poke a hole in between these 2, so about here. And then the same down here in between these 2, I'll poke one there, and that gives me 5 holes to stitch with. But I'm only doing 3, so you're going to turn it over to the outside of your book, and you're going to thread through on that middle hole and leave some string hanging. So you want like that. The string's hanging from the middle there, and then you want to turn it over, and you can pick either side, up or down, it doesn't matter, and you want to thread through that hole. So I'm just picking the top one and I'm threading through. This is how I make my books, because here in Australia you cannot find the, however you pronounce it, the Termhynd grid books, dot grid books. You can't find them. So then, yeah, so this is the inside center. You can see the stitch there.
Wait, Mom,
Then you want to turn it back over and you want to go back through that middle hole. So yeah, I make my own because I can't find the proper bullet journal diaries here in Australia.
Go into an iPad.
So where are we? Now we're back in the center, and then we want to go to the hole we haven't stitched yet and go through there. And it's going to look like that. You've got your stitching all along now, you can see it. And when you come out, it's a full stitch there. You got your string and your needle has just come through on this bottom one. So now you want to go back through the middle like that, and now you've got all your stitches on the outside. So what I like to do here is I kind of pick the top and I thread under it with the needle. I go under and then I go around, I go under the other the stitch on the other side, and then I want to like tie a knot. So I don't know, you guys can kind of see what I'm doing here. So you just want to tie just one knot. You can do two if you want to make it more secure, but as I said, I am so not fussed on this. So I've tied a knot there, right? So that's not going anywhere. So I'm going to thread it back through the middle now. And I've got my 2 strings here, and I'm just going to tie them in a knot, and then I'm done. I have bound my book, and for some reason, because I'm trying to do it on video, I'm having trouble tying it. I've got clumsy hands today. So yeah, I made another 2 of these this morning, and then realized that I had promised you guys I would show you how to do it. So luckily I hadn't done the 3rd one yet. So yeah, I'm just tying knots in there, and I tie about 3. And you can leave these strings dangling, or you can cut them off if you want to be neat. You can leave them dangling and put beads on the end to make these pretty little charms like I do with my junk journals. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I've got junk journal flip through videos in my playlist called Journals and Craft, or Journals, Art and Craft, something like that. So you can pull your clips off now, and you have your book. Yay! How cool is that? And then, because I use the Traveler's Notebook, how they get held into your Traveler's Notebook is you have this cover thing, and in the cover is a lot of strings like this. Some have 2, some have 3 or 4. I've got a massive one. Mine's got, I think, 8 strings. So you just get your string. You find the center of your book, which is, where is it? So I have these. This is just cardstock separately, and I stick my book in the cardstock, so I can use this cardstock cover over and over again with all, once I'm done filling the inserts. So what you want to do is find your center, open it up. That's your center there, you can see the stitching. You pick your elastic up and you just thread your book through the elastic like so, like that. And then the elastic holds your book in your Traveler's Notebook for you. So I'm adding a couple of extra pages to my bullet journal tracking logs. So to do that, I'm going to the very back page, and this isn't going to make sense to you guys at the moment, but it makes sense to me now. I'm just going to pick the last 2 pages and fold them back this way, like this. And I'm going to thread them in through behind this so that it's like the, you know, the first thing on my cover. Whoops, what have I done there? Oh, I'll have to fix that. That fell off. So I'm going to thread it through like that. And there we have it. I have secured the extra pages that I need for my tracking log. And then I'll show you guys what I'm going to do with it when I'm finished for the year. You'll understand. But basically I'm going to pull all of these out of here and start a new year with all new plain notebooks for bullet journaling. My bullet journaling year runs out end of July because I started in August. You can see it there. And so, yeah, so I started in August, so it ends in July. So I'm going to pull all of this out and start fresh. But when all these are pulled out, I'm going to bind them into a cover that I'm going to make myself. So I'll come back and show you guys that on a video. Hope you liked this little bookbinding tutorial thing. If you did, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit that bell notification button thingy so that you'll never miss a post when I upload. And thanks for watching, thanks for your support, and we shall see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye.